Pade wakes up and immediately begins doing her makeup, narrating her morning routine to the camera before going live online. Her followers tune in. She answers questions, dispenses beauty advice, and carries the whole performance with the easy charm of someone who has been doing this long enough to make it look effortless. When the session wraps, she moves out of her cool pink bedroom and into the narrow hallway of what is clearly a regular, unspectacular house. She chats briefly with her mother, who mentions working long hours at the hospital just to keep up with the bills. Then Padette opens the mail and finds a $3,000 check from one of her brand partners. She wants shoes. Her mother says she should think about college. Padette nods with the enthusiasm of someone who will think about it later. The gap between how Padette's online life looks and how her actual life looks is managed through specific choices. She has identified a posh apartment building where she can hang out and film without anyone knowing it is not her home. Her best friends Alden and Quinn pick her up in a convertible, and the three of them head to surprise her boyfriend Jordan, who is currently shooting a music video. Padette has baked him a cake. She asks Alden to start a live stream on TikTok before she steps into the trailer so her followers can witness the moment. She steps in. Jordan is kissing one of the backup dancers. The backup dancer immediately recognizes Padette, apologizes, and shakes her hand. She is a big fan. Padette looks at the woman's outstretched hand and then throws the cake. The meltdown that follows is significant. She tells Jordan they are completely finished. She is mid-yell when Alden's gesturing pulls her attention to the phone. The live stream is still going. Padette looks at the camera. Her mascara is running. Her face is blotchy, and she has a large bubble of snot coming out of her nose. She grabs the phone and ends the stream. The following day, Padette does not leave her room. Her mother sits with her and tells her that breakups are painful but survivable. Padette says the breakup is not the worst part. Being humiliated in front of her entire following is. Quinn calls to check in. Padette tells her she is fine and admits it is actually satisfying that Jordan has been publicly exposed as a cheater. Quinn says she needs to get online immediately. Padette logs on and discovers she has gone viral, but not in the way she needs. The snot bubble has been clipped and looped and turned into a meme. She is no longer the perfect girl, she is Bubble Girl. Before the morning is over, she receives a call from Jessica, the CEO of the beauty brand that sponsors her. Jessica ends the contract. She frames it kindly. She says they can revisit the arrangement when things settle down, but the message is clear. At school, things are not better. Other students mock her, while Jordan somehow gains more fans from the scandal. Padette sits with Quinn and Alden, and they talk about Jordan as he used to be before Padette got hold of him. Overweight, badly dressed, invisible. Padette reminds them that transforming him was her work. She made him. Quinn and Alden agree, and one of them asks the obvious follow-up. Why not do it again? Find someone else, and make them into something. Just then, an announcement comes over the school speakers about the upcoming Prom King and Queen competition. Padette's idea crystallizes immediately. She will take an unpopular boy, give him a complete transformation, and make him Prom King. It will demonstrate that she still has the ability that defined her whole public identity. It will also, as a bonus, infuriate Jordan. Alden immediately bets her she cannot pull it off. The three of them go looking for the right candidate. They find Cameron standing in the school car park, photographing a garbage can, and explaining that he finds it philosophically interesting. Quinn searches for him online and finds a single tweet from 2 years ago that reads, "No, he is strange, deliberately antisocial, and dismissive of almost everything at the school. He is also regularly targeted by Jordan." Padette decides he is exactly right for what she has in mind. The next day, she approaches Cameron and offers him a straightforward proposal. She wants him to photograph a fundraising event she is organizing. He turns her down the moment she mentions it involves the prom, which he considers a waste of everyone's time and energy. His sister Bryn, who is a significant admirer of Jordan's music, despite Cameron considering the whole thing artistically worthless, apologizes for her brother. During the conversation, Padette finds out that Cameron volunteers at a horse stable in his free time. She files this away. The next morning, she turns up at the stable. She asks for horseback riding lessons. He is suspicious, but agrees. She helps him clean the stalls. He shows her how to handle a horse. He notices that she shoots photographs constantly and makes a comment about it. During her attempt to dismount, they both end up on the ground laughing. The laugh is real. Neither of them quite registers this at first. At school the following day, Padette thanks him for the lesson and invites both Cameron and his friend Nisha to a karaoke party. Nisha, who is curious, convinces Cameron to try it. At the party, the two of them are visibly out of their element. Padette takes the microphone and begins singing. Her voice is genuinely good. Then Jordan walks in with the woman he has been seeing since the breakup. Padette freezes completely, the anxiety too large to push through. Cameron sees what is happening. He gets up, takes the second microphone, and joins her. They perform together, and the room gives them a proper response. Afterward, Cameron offers to drive her home. She deliberately forgets her purse in his truck to give herself a reason to come back. The duet video, filmed by someone at the party, travels across the internet overnight. Jessica sees it. She calls Padette and asks about the boy in the video. Padette, thinking fast, tells her he is her new makeover project. She is going to make him bigger than Jordan. Jessica tells her that if she can do it, the sponsorship is back on the table. Cameron sees the video when Bryn shows him and flushes with embarrassment. Padette calls Bryn asking about the purse. Cameron tries to get Bryn to tell her no. Bryn invites her over. While they ride horses again, the conversation between Padette and Cameron deepens. She tells him she had been looking forward to finishing high school and moving on. But now, without the sponsorship, she's not sure what she's moving toward. He says it is rough and tells her about his own plan. Travel, take photographs, see the world. He teases her about photographing herself constantly. She teases him back about taking hundreds of photographs that nobody will ever see. He offers to show her what he actually does with them and takes her to an old train station in the city where he does street photography. She has never been anywhere like it. She is genuinely interested. Over coffee afterward, he tells her about his family. His father moved to Sweden after their mother died in a car accident. He lives with his grandmother now. The camera he uses was his mother's. Padette goes quiet and then tells him about her parents' divorce and how her mother works nights at the hospital to keep them above water. Then she invites him to Alden's birthday party, a Great Gatsby-themed event, and asks if he can come. He says yes and asks if he can bring a few friends. The four of them, Padette, Cameron, Nisha, and Bryn, go shopping for the outfits together. Then Padette gives Cameron the full makeover. She cuts his hair, dresses him in a suit, and stands back and looks at him. What she feels when she looks at him now is noticeably different from the project manager's satisfaction she started with. At the party, people notice Cameron. Jordan is also there, recently dumped by his girlfriend, and when he runs into Padette, he tries to restart things between them. She turns him down without hesitating and walks away. Jordan then moves toward Bryn. She is attracted to him, but when he starts pushing in a way she has not agreed to, she leaves and finds her brother in the crowd. She tells Cameron what happened. Cameron finds Jordan, confronts him publicly, and the two of them fight. Cameron does not come off worse. Jordan, humiliated, reaches for Cameron's camera and throws it into the swimming pool. Cameron goes after the camera and leaves the party without looking back at anyone. Padette goes after him and apologizes for what Jordan did. Cameron turns to her and asks, clearly and directly, why she is suddenly so interested in him. She does not have an answer. That night, Padette sits in front of her camera after removing her makeup. She goes live and talks to her followers without any of the usual polish. She tells them that she is always focused on appearances and presentation, but what is actually worth focusing on is who you let into your life and whether those people are real. She is interrupted by a message from Jessica. Jessica has seen the videos from Alden's party. She wants to talk about the sponsorship. At school, Cameron becomes a figure of attention because of the fight video. He finds the idea of being a prom king candidate absurd until he realizes it would be a direct humiliation of Jordan. Then, he agrees. Padette walks around a corner at school and finds Jordan and Alden standing together as a couple. She puts the sequence together. Alden knew the live stream was still running when Padette walked into Jordan's trailer. Alden let her be humiliated on purpose. Alden also tells her plainly that she and Quinn have always known the real situation with Padette's house and money, and that they kept quiet out of pity rather than kindness. Quinn, standing nearby, says nothing. After this, Padette and Quinn talk separately and begin to find their way back to something real between them. Then Cameron arrives. He apologizes for how he behaved the night he left the party. Later that day, he takes Padette to the dark room where he develops his photographs. The prints are lined up across the walls. Cities, strangers, animals, light through train station windows. They stand close together looking at the photographs, and then they kiss. When Bryn hears about the kiss, she sits Cameron down and tells him he should ask Padette to prom. He agrees. He prepares something deliberate and visible and goes to find her at school. Just as he is about to make the ask, Alden appears and delivers the information she has been holding on to since the beginning. She tells Cameron about the original bet, that Padette was trying to transform him into prom king as a project to win a bet and restore her sponsorship. Cameron looks at Padette. She does not deny it. He says something cutting and walks away fast. The days between this moment and prom night are quiet and separate. Padette has a long conversation with her mother the evening of the event. Her mother asks about Cameron. Padette tells her the truth about what she did and how she feels about it now. She then calls Bryn, who is angry with her but willing to listen. Padette admits her feelings out loud, clearly without softening them, and asks Bryn to help. Bryn goes to the stable where Cameron is working and sits with him. She tells him that being with Padette has been pulling him back toward himself, the version of him that was there before he closed everything off. She also tells him that they lost their mother, and she does not want him to push away someone who actually sees him because he is too proud to accept an apology. Cameron listens. Padette arrives at prom alone. Jordan and Padette are announced prom king and queen. She stands at the microphone to give her speech and does something that surprises everyone in the room, including herself. She tells the truth. She explains that her online life is a construction. The apartment building is not her home. The perfect girl image is performance. Her mother is a nurse who works nights to pay the bills, and Padette is proud of her. She shows them the actual house on her phone. She says she has been pretending to be someone she is not for so long that she almost forgot who she actually is. She places the crown on the table and steps back from it. Alden looks at the crown and begins moving toward it. The principal announces that Alden has not won. Another student named Celeste has taken the vote by a wide margin. Outside the building, Padette's phone buzzes. A message from Cameron. He watched the speech. He loved it. Then she hears hooves on the pavement. Cameron has arrived at prom on a horse. They look at each other and both apologize at the same time. Then they stop apologizing and kiss. A few months later, Padette is broadcasting live from Portugal. Cameron is beside her with his camera. They are traveling through the summer together, moving from city to city, and the footage looks nothing like anything Padette used to post. It is unpolished and real and consistently interesting. As for the bet she lost to Alden, the punishment was matching loser tattoos. They both have them. Padette says to the camera that it was completely worth it.